Hi everyone, thanks for joining us again for Northern Ag TV. Mexico has agreed to commit to USDA terms to eliminate restrictions on aircraft and waive customs duties on equipment used to eradicate the New World screwworm. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins threatened to stop livestock imports if the country did not agree to aid in the emergency efforts. Port closure is still on the table if terms are not upheld. And in response to the Maud family case, the USDA has launched a portal for producers to submit their concerns and experiences. According to the USDA, it can be used to record unfair and politically motivated lawfare originating under the Biden administration. And the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service released a notice that the service intends to prepare an environmental impact statement of managing grizzly bear damage in Montana. After AHPIS issued a final environment assessment and found no significant impacts for predator damage or conflict in Montana in 2021, 3 groups filed a lawsuit to challenge that decision in 2023, including the Wild Earth Guardians, Western Watersheds Project, and Trap Free Montana. Last November, the court issued an order that found an environmental impact statement is required, bringing us to today and the open public comment period until May 14th. Kylier Walker, owner of Cows Mini Cows in Huntley, is working to create a supportive community for women in agriculture. She's hosting the 2nd annual Big Sky Cowgirl Gathering. This event is a hands-on, women-focused clinic covering calving, AIing, hoof care, vaccinations, and more. Kylie said the idea came about through conversations with other women in the cattle industry.
I had been to different brandings where talking to different women who just lacked the confidence to get to go and do the stuff that the men were doing. Whether it was giving vaccines, they were talking about calving season, pulling calves, knowing what to do and when to do it, and just didn't have the confidence. And I had talked to my local cattle women, and I said, we need to do something that's a comfortable gathering for women to come and learn and ask those questions that, you don't feel comfortable asking at a branding or in that situation. And so that's when we put this little gathering together.
The event is happening June 21st in Huntley, and tickets are on sale right now. Get a hold of Kylie Walker on social media or by visiting cowsminicows.com. You can also learn more about the event and Kylie and Cows Mini Cows by listening to this week's podcast at northernag.net under the podcast tab. We'll be back with the markets right after this.
From the beginning, we've worked closely with farmers. BNSF's ties to the agricultural community go back 175 years. Together, we've innovated to make the U.S. agriculture supply chain one of the most efficient and productive in the world. Our strong relationship powers BNSF still today and helps us move the nation like no one else can. At BNSF, we move the nation for you.
Talking with someone that you know is stressed out, those are difficult things to approach, but if you're good friends with those people, reach out and say, I'm here to talk to you. We can find somewhere to get some assistance. It's hard to get involved, but at the same time, you want to just say, hey, there is help available.
For more tips in dealing with stress in agriculture or for free counseling for egg producers, visit beyondtheweather.com.
Traders waited for further fundamental support on Thursday, and that support came with higher cash cattle trade again this week. On the hoof, cattle traded at 213 to 224 and at 340 to 351 on the rail, $10 higher. Box beef prices have been weaker, dropping another $2.50 on Thursday, bringing choice cuts to $342.74, potentially pointing towards weaker demand. The question remains among traders and producers. Is this a sizable price correction or a mild pullback on rallying for the time being? With continued strong demand in the cash cattle market and continued contract highs at least once a week, I'd like to say that top is not yet in sight. And for the local auctions, this week at AHPIS, cow quality was mostly average to attractive, selling $2 to $5 lower on the heavier weight slaughters between $148 and $157 and slaughter bulls at $177. Plenty of replacements went through the ring as well. Bred heifers at $2,900, 2 to 4-year-old bred cows at $2,731 to $3,551, 5 to 8-year-olds at $3,000. And in terms of the wheat market, trade was mixed on Thursday. The good news with these prices is that U.S. wheat is in a competitive position for exports. Weekly export sales were decent, with majority new crop as expected at just under 239,000 metric tons and 72,000 metric tons of a new crop. Wheat traders concerned about potential tariffs. Wheat traders are concerned about potential tariffs on Canadian wheat into the U.S., which has provided some support to Minneapolis futures since the election. The only thing that continues to affect the market is the rain in the hard red wheat areas, which is helping the crop along. That's it for Northern Ag TV. Thanks for joining us and have a great day.